Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Yeah, lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go, cause it's gaming time, y'all. That's right, we talking some of that gaming, getting all up in your industry. And I ain't by myself. I have the illustrious, all right, the enigmatic. That's right, the bad boy from the South. I give to you, Coop of Blurnish. What's up?
Oh, I thought you called my me. I thought you talking about mine. But hey, what's up? What up, y'all? Look, that's how look podcasting faux pas. I wasn't ready. But what up, y'all? This will be on the Blurdish platform. We're gonna talk some gaming. My gaming has increased because I don't really watch regular TV, y'all. Believe it or not, I don't call myself a gamer because I don't make that just my personality. But against that, with people, if you're a gamer,
I got kicked out.
Oh, you good? You good? We in here. We good?
Oh. So
no, what I was saying before I got kicked out. I was
hold up. We on now. We on. So just in case. So we on just in case. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the people to hear nothing else.
Okay, that's cool. All I was saying was before I got disconnected is that I think it's a good thing for Xbox to do that because they could just sell accessories, and if you're the device that you download the game on, as long as it's strong enough to run it, it's cool. But you're not going to survive this console war. And Nintendo is the roach of the gaming community. Like, just a meteor can hit this planet, it's going to be a Nintendo somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
somehow Nintendo survives like roaches. Like, this is what it is. So I don't see it as a bad thing.
But anyway, cool. Go on.
So, yeah, podcasting faux pas all around. But I guess with that said, I'll just roll into the topic. As you heard, Open Mind said, I wasn't on the last episode. Just the news. I just want to give some quick thoughts on the Switch 2, the Xbox stuff, and how people are reacting. Just as NERDSoul has me and him laugh, I'm not acting like this is the second coming of God, of Jesus. No, but I am happy about it. I plan to get it. I actually have money saved for one. We gotta see how this tariff stuff work out. So
boy.
as of right now, I have the money. I don't know. We shall wait and see.
That Switch 2 about to be $2,000.
Yeah, no, it won't be for me. It'll be switched out to somebody else. But,
should it be switched out?
It'll be switched out. I don't know who's gonna be switching that. But we shall see. But the rumors, just the summary of the rumors, is anywhere from $400 to $499. That may include a bundle package within that, somewhere in the range of $400 to $499. I'm okay with it at $450, $499, unless it comes with the new Mario Kart. We shall see how I feel about it. But overall, that's what's expected. The good thing about what I'm hearing is that, just like the Switch, because I know people, YouTube people and podcasters, I know we have to do this. We don't have to, but I understand why the people on the bigger channels do all this nonsense and they act like they're dumb. Yes, Nintendo used to do gimmicks, whatever, but smart people, Nintendo has evolved in a way business-wise. What if you think it's just tech? Business-wise, they're savvy. They're not a mom and pop shop and all that.
Nintendo got their business down pat.
They are one of the most lucrative businesses in Japan. All right,
they're roaches.
Well, they the roach. That's on the Rolls Royce with the mansion and the furs. But basically, so people have all this, just because Mario. Well, we know Mario is everybody's little homie, but at the same time, Nintendo is a big time company. So all that said is that they are going to get massive third-party support. In fact, and this is why. Because people always talk about Nintendo like Nintendo gamers are just like some mom and pop, just family. Yes, it is family friendly, but you can't buy R-rated games on Nintendo. I don't know why people do this nonsense. They've been stopped at, but they have people food just like Disney. Look, I like Disney too, but you can go onto the Disney Plus channel and see a show called Night Bee right next to Into the Universe, next to on Mickey Mouse. So I'm just saying, just the interface of the Hulu and all that is just funny. It's really.
Also, I don't know why people were ever mad about Nintendo going after the family market. Like, if no one else is, why
I
not?
mean, they
Like, I
already.
don't see, like, why are you so mad that Nintendo is going to get people that it seems like the gaming industry forgot? Like,
Well,
let's
here's the
be for
thing.
real. Like, when
They
Xbox first came in and PlayStation 2 was rolling around, or PlayStation 3, whatever it was, the family gamer, the kind of casual family gamer that liked things like
well,
Mario or Bejeweled or whatever had been kind of forgotten. So
I will
don't
say
get mad
this.
because y'all forgot them and they picked it up.
I will say this. They never Nintendo never forgot. I mean,
No,
it's really.
I mean the
Oh,
industry as a whole kind of forgot them.
yeah, true, because Sony kind of did, and because it's always been in their name. The Famicom means family computer. Family has always been in their marketing. So it's just that, but it's like you also can get your blood and guts too. Be a third party. You may not get it like firsthand Nintendo, but like they buy studio stuff too, and then they put their brand on it a little bit stronger than say when Sony or Xbox buys a company, is you gonna have a little bit more stringent things to go with that under the Nintendo umbrella. But all I'm saying is that basically it's gonna be massive support. The backwards compatibility is excellent.
That's a
Basically,
huge deal
they're
for them.
gonna start off just like, and then people act like they're just gonna do something goofy, but minus the Wii U fails, the Wii started out was able to be play GameCube. The DS is able to be backwards compatibility. So clearly they have continuity and a plan that has been kind of in place since they adopted their, I forgot what they call it, blue sky, blue ocean philosophy. And I do like when you actually can find out about business philosophies. It's not that Nintendo can't produce extra power or whatever, but we have gone to the point of graphics kind of are, we're reaching that uncanny valley where it's not feasible, affordable, or it doesn't really matter to a point. So I'm
Yeah, I mean
basically,
the new 5 series of video cards, the RTX 5080 and the 5090, like $2,000 for the graphics card itself.
yeah. So
Come on, man.
they
But
Come
look,
on.
but
Nintendo,
look, let,
And the
let me
tariffs
chime in
ain't
on.
hit y'all yet.
But let me chime in on that. That's one of the secret ingredients as to why Nintendo will survive. If you think about it, right? Which you just the graphics part. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Nintendo's graphics are a little bit. I won't say dated. I won't be that mean, but they're not up to speed like Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. But at the same time, it allows them to be cost efficient when they're developing games, where the
Mhm.
graphic output doesn't have to be so hyper realistic or looking like it's real. It looks
Mhm.
like a video
and
game, and it's okay to look like a video game because it's a video
yes,
game. So therefore, when developers making games exclusively for Nintendo, whether they're family friendly or they're just a Nintendo game that's for maybe the adult mature crowd, the graphic output isn't that much, which they don't have to
in
sell
fact,
their game for $100 a pop, which means the
I,
development process won't be that expensive.
you hit the
True
nail on
that.
the head. The fact
So
that
I
they,
think that's their secret ingredient. That's what I'm saying.
yes, they capped it, and then because they have such a good business, well, the reason why they have a good business work relationship is because like again, folks, it's about money. Who has the largest player base? Period. Right now, it's Nintendo. The Switch has sold that much.
Yeah.
Guess what Square Enix want to do? Guess what Capcom want to do? Look, you see, where did Capcom announce all of their remakes at? On Nintendo Directs. That relationship has always been there. These companies that have been, say, haven't been around since the GameCube or some of the Wii wants to be back because guess what? The industry is failing. Who has the biggest player base? Where can I sell my game to the most people? Who actually supports their consoles and blah blah blah? Nintendo. So
Yep.
a lot of these weirdo YouTube grifters and the people who and the kind of the roll it into like the Xbox people who are mad about Xbox doing this. It's okay to be Sega, and like I'm just gonna jump to it's okay to be Sega. It's okay to cut costs. Xbox, even though people are holding their feet to the fire about, oh, they said it was going to sell 4 games last year. Y'all, grow up. Again, guess what?
I would actually
Xbox.
like for them to come out and say, "Hey guys, this is something that we wanted to do." But when we got
I,
into the development phase or whatever phase or the pricing phase, financial whatever, we found out it wouldn't really be worth it to do this, or we couldn't do that, or we couldn't give you the way we wanted to, so we decided not to. Just keep it real. Even though we know something happened in the background when they was like, nah, let's not do this.
They said it without actually saying it when Forza, one of the launch flagship titles, is now coming to PlayStation, and digging more into it, or what people been doing to some of the crybabies, but they did some good research that the people who are doing the port have a great working relationship with Nintendo. Therefore, Forza will probably be coming to the Switch too, because that NVIDIA chip, even though it may be like it's not going to be as powerful as a PS5, but it'll be a little bit between a PS4 and a PS4 Pro. They're going to specifically. This is what happens when you're the big dog. Even though people don't think you're the big dog, people will find a way to make the tech work for what you want to do, even if it's capped. Therefore, and what has been Xbox been saying? He's like, I love you, Daddy Nintendo. That's what Phil Spencer been saying. Like, oh, hey, I can't wait to put my games on Nintendo. It's so many words. So people need to. Go ahead.
I personally think that PlayStation, since it'll be the last major console next to PC, should have like a space, right? A space for those games that are not so hyper graphical. Where, like, I love a Metroidvania game, like the new Ninja Gaiden that's coming out, not the one with the new Ninja Gaiden with Hayabusa and the new character 3D. No, not that Ninja Gaiden. Even though I'm
talking about Ragebound.
Well, that one's gonna be on everything. Yeah, that one's gonna be on everything anyway.
I'm just talking about the retro Ninja Gaiden that's coming out, where it's HD remastered and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play that, and I'm gonna play it and beat it and play it and beat it, because it's like, I don't know what it is. I love a retro feeling type of game, even though I'm playing it on PlayStation 5. I will still play that, and then you ain't got to sell it to me for $10, $15, whatever the game y'all come up with. And it doesn't have to be Metroidvania side scrolling. I'm just using that for example. You can make a game that has Mario Galaxy graphics, Zelda type. What's the Nintendo Switch Zelda? What is it called?
Wind Waker, or no?
One that just came out with
the one that just came out with Zelda. I know what you're talking about.
But I'm saying, like, Nintendo Switch Zelda, that type of graphical output where it's not 128-bit, 164-bit, 200-bit, whatever bit. It's okay for a video game, with emphasis on the word video game, the two words. It's a video game. It doesn't have to look like a real person. It can be cartoonish.
Yeah.
Or it can be like the what they call it, this cell shading, right? It can have cell shading graphics. Mm-hmm. At whatever game it is. Any game. It could be an open world game. It could be a racing game. It could be a fighting game. It doesn't matter the genre of the game. I'm talking about the graphical output, the way it looks, the visual. It's okay for it to look like Core. You can use Core, for example, prime example. They've implemented, the dev team over there in Core has implemented cell shading looking graphics where they look like comic book characters on your screen. And that's fine. You don't have to give me hyper realistic looking characters. I hated that about Street Fighter 6. From the past, I'm like, I hated this about Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 did not have to look like, Guile doesn't have to look like a real person. I'm like, no, you could have gave me cartoon
Guile looked like he drinks some beers and drive a truck with a certain black skull on it. Black flag on it.
I didn't need Ken and Ryu to look like real people. It's Street Fighter. Street Fighter at its core is a cartoon. So let it stay cartoon or cell shading looking comic book looking graphics.
But on the flip side, just for our Street Fighter 6, I do appreciate them letting me get old and let them get old with me.
Oh, let them
get
old.
Let them get old. But you can still do that. Your art style can still be cartoonish and anime-like.
This is true.
Dragon Ball Fire Z is all the way anime. You know what I'm saying? Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or Dragon Ball, what's the new one? The new Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Sparking Zero, yeah.
It's okay for it to look like that. I'm fine with that.
It absolutely is fine.
Y'all don't have to put so much money into the development to then justify back to the old video we just did, selling it to me for $100. You won't have to do that if y'all stop being so extra and doing the utmost when y'all developing stuff.
In fact, I want to jump in on that real quick. One thing, y'all, if y'all listen to the last episode, I want to say this real quick. I agree so much. I was amening and high fiving when you said this, and I want to address this. I want to address this real quick, y'all. Developers, well, not even developers. It ain't y'all developers.
It's not developers, right? It's
owners, WB, all y'all people at the top, especially you, WB, because y'all always listen to me, David Zasloff. Because the failure of multiverses, that's on y'all and your people beneath you. But
I still like multiverses, but go ahead.
Well, it's dead. It's dead officially May 25th.
It's not dead. I was planning for y'all call me tonight. Come on, fam, go ahead.
No, it's officially dead. Its eulogy will be on May. It's already set.
I'll play that game.
Yeah, they're not going to support it no more.
They already just said, y'all ain't getting no more of our IP. Y'all screwed up. And then I'm sure a lot of people who like, look, y'all, we don't want to give y'all the good characters from WB because we gonna make it look stink. And they tried to say, look, they gotta save James Gunn and them gotta save the real part of the franchise. So I'm just saying they ain't worried about this game. But $100, Grand Theft Auto 6 is special. Look, I was listening to Mighty Keith, and he said this. He said I don't agree with it, but people are gonna buy the $100 Grand Theft Auto no matter what. However, and that's because people make money, like you said, can make money from it. It's GTA. It's basically like virtual crime simulator, aka
you're like kind of like living in the movie kind of thing.
You can live. You can meet people. I mean, I see people play. Like, I'm 43. It blows my mind that people can go into like Grand Theft Auto. Shout out to you, Nappy Beard, if you hear this, and just see how people just chill in the world of Grand Theft Online, the RPG, and just be having like dating conversations. You know, like you hear it, like it's like you can have a date simulator.
Yeah, it's
or
like
whatever you want to do
or something, but like in a movie, like with crime and stuff.
You can be an architect. You can work on your architecture. You can go virtual shopping. You literally are in the metaverse with GTA. Folks,
they having virtual sex on Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yes.
Wow.
So look,
they are.
And they've been doing that since Leisure Suit Larry just now got way more power. Look it up. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
People are really hooking up on Grand Theft Auto, like cheating on their spouses. Got a whole Grand Theft Auto boyfriend/girlfriend.
We are in the metaverse.
It shows everything except the penetration. So I can imagine what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to show. But just one point on the $100 thing, and then we can start the show because we still ain't started the show yet.
I know.
On the $100 thing, Call of Duty has been $100 for the last 4 years. I don't know if anybody knows that. Every time a new Call of Duty comes out, the base copy of it is like 70 something bucks, $79.99, and then of course the Game Pass, whatever pass that comes with the particular Call of Duty. It's been $100 since Barack Obama was president. This $100 game stuff isn't new. It's just that they're trying to make it standard.
But they're trying to make it that base game.
I'm gonna tell you this now, and I'm gonna say this and move on. And I'm just gonna list some quick failures. And I don't even want to knock on Forsaken, but Forsaken, Callisto Protocol, other things that went away, even if multiverses or whatever. If you think people are going to be fine with them standard $100 games and don't cry about it now, people, you put, heaven forbid, you put in, a character they don't want to see. We'll get into that later, and they ain't crying about it now. Trust me, you're never going to make these folks happy who got the large platform or the loud vocal voices. I know things do have to go up sometimes. Like, some things are special.
Imagine how mad people going to be, especially the NRS community, when Mortal Kombat 2 come out and the base is 100.
Man, I be honest, bro. I haven't played Mortal Kombat. I haven't really been to Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3. I'm not a fighting game guy, but I just don't. I ain't gonna say I don't care. It's cool, but it's like it was so many different names. I ain't know which was Mortal Kombat 5, 6, 7, 8. That they got back to numbering it. It got weird. I hate WB for taking all these IPs that, like all the stuff that they could have been doing and making smaller, cheaper, affordable games, or actually the one that was free to play and kept it up. But no, you want to try to get, y'all want to be looking on that big thing. Y'all, like you said, we're going to move on and start the show.
All right, NERDSoul, we have a topic.
$100. $100 is luxury. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to throw my luxury. Luxury.
We had a handful of topics, NERDSoul.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry,
like straight
I had to jump in on that. I was like, you ain't never lying. Just know that Nintendo gonna be all right. Xbox it's okay. And just summary on that news. It's okay to have video games like a video game. Xbox can be the new Sega. Y'all stop crying about it. It's okay. I'm sorry if you bought your Xbox a year ago and you feel betrayed and some YouTuber told you to go cry about it. Those people, it's either that or Microsoft. Daddy Microsoft will shut Xbox down. Keep playing with them. They are a software company. Let them be a software company and understand. All right.
Yeah, they living on that Gamepads. So, all right. I got some good news because normally, you know what I'm saying, we come up here open-minded and I or Coop, we come in here and all we do is we tell y'all how y'all wrong. And we tell y'all how y'all should be acting right, and you need to eat your vegetables and be good to your parents and you know, hold doors open for old people. But you know what? We got some good news, man. I went out, I found some good news. There's good news. All right, I'm going to start out. I'm going to give a shout out. That's right. To Call of Duty. Call of Duty, well, technically Activision, but
Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft.
Yeah. So yeah, Activision said that it raised $1.6 million for LA Fire Relief as a result of gamer purchases in the in-game pack for Call of Duty. So this is where I have to give them their love, you know, because usually we'd be like, in-game purchases, we don't like it. In-game purchases, get on my nerves. But, you know what I'm saying, COD put a little something together. Of course, they didn't give them all the money, but they did give them some $1.6 million, you know what I'm saying, to the fire relief. So that's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's great, man.
I got, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to them.
Gamers doing something good. Social gaming.
Thank you. Doing something good. Usually I want to fuss at people, but see, I'm
social gaming. It's okay.
You really can't fuss at them, though, nerd. So you can't fuss at them. This is actually good. We right. We do fuss a lot, and I own that. But this particular one, even me, open mind, is as harsh as I can be. I'm gonna shout out Activision for that too. That was dope.
Now, because to be honest,
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can fuss at them a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I want Microsoft. Whatever they sold, whatever the gamers bought, the gamers came through. Y'all should match it. That's all I'm saying.
You asked for too much, Blurred.
I know.
But you asked too much.
It's $1 million. They can match $1 million.
Yeah. Microsoft they got money for real.
They can match $1 million.
We're talking about a corporation.
I know
that wants to sell you a game for $100. Now, come on. Let's not ask for too much. Beggars can't be
good. Goodwill investment, man.
Yeah, they did something. So
but they're like, we'll sell you this and we'll give some of the money. I feel you. I know how that game go.
But listen, I ain't gonna complain. I'll take.
You're right.
Also, some other good news is I don't know if some PC gamers I'm sure have started to notice, especially in this new year since about Christmas season, since Black Friday or so. Tech Radar has posted a new article sometime yesterday or earlier today, basically saying we're in the golden age of cheap PC gaming right now, especially since the RTX 5000 series is coming out and all these clearance deals, because of course they got to get rid of all these 4000 series, especially all these 3000 series. So if you want to go out there and get you something like a 3090, which is still a 3090 will run just about anything out there. Street Fighter 6, Doom, Call of Duty. Now, I mean, of course, for all y'all warriors out there, they got to have everything on ultimate settings. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to put it down to high. Most of that stuff is a placebo anyway. But the good thing is, if you're looking to build a PC or buy a PC right now, there's a lot of sales going on, and they're going to keep going on because once the 5000 series comes out, they're going to have to get rid of that old stock. It's just like when new TVs come out and stuff, they got to get rid of the old ones. That's why you can get a 70-inch TV for like $200 and something.
Like,
So,
be on the
so
ultimate
that's some good news. If your
and,
pockets is tight, you can still game.
and then they can't stream it because the internet whack or Twitch won't allow it. Because you can only put so much consistent.
Oh man, yeah.
As far as that is concerned, if I even cross over to PC gaming, I'm still gonna be cheap about it. I'll get that Lenovo what they call that thing,
See what? Oh, it looks like
I think
we might have dropped it. He'll be back though. I think he's referencing the ThinkPad. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But the good thing is, like the laptops and the actual desktop PCs, I've seen the prices coming down because I'm about to get a new PC as well because I can't game with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't play with you and stream and all that stuff. So
you back?
It keeps me out. No, I was saying that Lenovo Legion handheld. If I cross over at some point in my existence, that'll be my entry point into PC gaming because that Lenovo Legion does hook up to your TV. You can travel with it. You can buy some controllers to it, and it's its own version, right? It's not a Steam Deck. It's its own handheld.
It's kind of like the Asus ROG or something like that,
right? It's the cheapest of them all. I think
my computer says AMD Ryzen 5000 series, so I might be fine for a little while.
You'll be a 5000 series isn't bad. That's usually on.
I'm like probably
the AMD Ryzen 5 like 5500. Usually, most of those are still in the the recommended settings or the basic settings for most of these games because you can look. Matter of fact, if you want to save money trying to buy a PC or build your PC, go look at your favorite game or favorite games, look on Steam and see what they need to run it, what the recommended settings is. Find that part and buy it. Look, you got Facebook Marketplace, you got eBay, you got Craigslist, and then you got Amazon too. So you can be frugal and play what you want to play. You don't have to have everything these podcasters tell you. You don't need a 5090. You don't need a $2,000 video card.
And the Lenovo Legion, by the way, y'all who listening, if you just want to jump into PC gaming, it comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM. You need at least 12 gigabytes of RAM to effectively play online on a PC. So
and it's only $550.
It's $550, and that's brand new. You can get one used on these little sites. It's not like Amazon, whatever site y'all buy stuff from, Wish app, Tenmu, whatever.
Yeah, you can get Amazon got it for $550.
You can get one cheaper than that though.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. The only reason why I would even do Steam gaming is to play with Mike. It feels like when we played Turtles at one time, I still haven't got an Xbox controller. It's just because I'm mad that Steam get all these weird indie.
Well, Steam allows you to use a PlayStation controller too.
I don't know how to set it up, but I probably need a dedicated controller for that. I know I'm a little weird with that. I was just like, I'm gonna get an Xbox controller for that because I want to play some beat 'em ups that only will come to Steam, and I'll be like, I'm an indie guy somewhat. I've become probably more 70% indie and 30% big time when it's just something like this is great that I gotta try. But it's just Steam is like where I know eventually I will probably become a guy that play on Steam. So I will either keep me a laptop that can run most the current games. I'm never gonna be on the cutting edge before future proof because I have no need to do so.
Yeah, don't worry about future proofing. Look, 5-6 years from now, just buy you a new system, sell your old one, buy a new one, or you know what I'm saying, or turn your old system like I did into a personal server, and you know what I'm saying. I watch my movies and stuff on that. You know what I'm saying. Every now and then, gotta hit the high seas. You know what I'm saying. Put something on your server. You know, get a little. You know, you can have your own little Netflix.
Well, I'm gonna stay on PlayStation until it completely goes out of business because the PlayStation 6 coming out. The PlayStation 6 has been announced. It's coming out in 2027. I probably won't get it till 2028.
Isn't that a short cycle?
No. Let me explain.
When did the 5 come out?
We forgot that
it came in 2020.
It came out in 2020.
Right.
But remember,
20 years of 2020.
Can I say this though? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. So what I was saying was, the PlayStation 5 is already 5 years old. And if you push to 2027, 7 years, that's about the timeline for another console. It's just that a lot of us were late getting into it because they weren't available for 2 years. For the 2 years of the 5 years it's been out, the PS5 was
that's
just
why it feels like the
unavailable.
life cycle is so short.
I'm gonna be honest. It feels that way, and it also a lot of the games besides the big hitters just ain't grab me. So I'm almost ready to put my foot plant in the soil that I may be stopping with the PlayStation 5, and that might be where I become just a Nintendo guy and PC. It's possible.
No, I'm gonna stick with it because like the PS4 came out 2013, PS5 came out in 2020. That's a 7-year span. So for the PS7 or PS6 to come out in 2027, that's within the realm of that. In other words, Sony is on its timeline. They're not. It's not.
With the technological jumps, it kind of makes sense.
Oh, I'm not tripping about their timeline. On Keith Cooper timeline,
right?
They might be done.
Just speaking in context, I'll be the diehard PlayStation person. And like I said, I'll get a PS6. Probably not in 2027 when it comes out, depending on my financial situation. But I'll get it before the end of the year, before the end of 2020. So maybe around December or the fall of 2026, or 2027, I'll get one. But I am gonna get a PlayStation 6. It's just gonna. I mean, I've had every PlayStation since PS1. Everybody, you got your Xbox people, you got your PC people, you got your Nintendo people. I'm a PlayStation person, so I'll stick with it, and I'll gripe and complain about whatever I'm griping and complaining about as concerning PlayStation. But I'm a loyal customer in that regard because I love PlayStation. I'm just a PlayStation person.
Especially with the it seems like PlayStation, or it seems like Sony is giving more support to PlayStation. The online service. I can't even think of the online service now. But it seems like they're being more serious about that, I guess, as a true competitor to Game Pass.
Well, let's keep it a buck here again. They're going to benefit from Game Pass. And even though it's not official, eventually they're probably going to make a way where Game Pass will be on there. Once Xbox stop fooling around and pull the Band-Aid off, even though they already pulled the Band-Aid off, Game Pass, I say, will wind up being on PlayStation or some type of app in about next 2 to 3 years. Because
I do like the fact that you can get Game Pass anywhere, and like you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on what I'm saying. It was smart for Xbox to do that.
Xbox has lost the console war. The console wars are kind of over. They are so far in the distant third that you now have Nintendo is always Nintendo. Your console, far as this gen, and that is PlayStation. Xbox is going to exist till it don't. I don't trust nothing they saying about these new systems coming out. They're going to do that refresh. I say don't hold your breath about that portable, because it seemed loud. It seemed like the Switch 2 news that kind of made them switch up, be like, all right, these games are definitely going. They ain't say it, but they kind of like nod winking, like you better get prepared to get you a Switch 2, because we already built a relationship to make our money, and then unless we get more solvent, or the Xbox division recoup its money from buying Activision, whereas that revenue came up, they still got to pay the debt that's associated with that and other stuff, or just recoup that cash back if they didn't do debt payments. I know, boring stuff that no gamer want to hear, but
I'm curious though about what Nintendo's going to do in their future, like what their console's going to look like. Are they going to go the way of no console but all handheld, or all live service, not live service, but Game Pass? I'm just curious. I'm not speculating. I have no idea, because of course you got the Switch 2. But
I think they know they have something with the Switch setup, like the way the Switch is done. I think they're going to stay with that.
And this is why.
You can kind of game anywhere, similar to what Xbox is saying. They're like, this is an Xbox, that is an Xbox. I think the idea now from these companies is like, look, we need to let these people be able to play wherever they want. If you're if you're in the subway, if you're waiting at the airport, if you're, wherever you are, if you're sitting in traffic in LA, no, please do not do that.
Well, this is the key. Who does Nintendo make the games for first? The Japanese market. those people they got to use the trains. They stuck on the trains. They always in some massive, high density traffic things. Yeah. So Nintendo didn't see no point in making a regular console because they always been successful with handhelds. Their handhelds were just dominating the market and been one of the highest sellers. And then they make the Switch, and it. Oh, go ahead.
You know what, y'all? I'm about to answer my own question, and Coop, you just kind of like brought me to that thought. I think me and NERDSoul did a video some months back, sometime last year in the fall. I don't remember. And I we wasn't talking about this. I just kind of brought this up. I think, and I don't know if Nintendo's going to do it first or PlayStation's going to do it first, but I know this technology already exists. I think gaming, and I'm going to put all gaming into this box when I say this, because what you just said about the subway part in Japanese and how people are on the go. I think gaming is going to be part real world, part virtual reality. For example, imagine a console that you can put in your pocket, and as you're walking down the street, you're interacting with like the Pokemon Go concept, but way better, where unless the other people on that train or walking down the street with you have the same device with you, you can literally walk outside and be standing around in the real world and be gaming without using a controller, but just like interacting with dragons coming at you, or you playing the Call of Duty, y'all can shoot each other, and you can. It's like Ready Player One, but instead of running on a treadmill, you run in real life, and you could turn on and off. Of course, you're not going to feel any actual pain. I don't want it to be so realistic where you feel the pain, but there's going to be some vibration system where you can.
You ever saw the cartoon Yu-Gi-Oh? It'll probably be like Yu-Gi-Oh when they got the dual desk.
Even better. What I'm saying is this technology is already out. I've watched a couple of TED Talks, and I've watched a couple of I can't remember the platform, but I've seen the showcase of this technology. Japan already has it. It's their virtual reality. It's their metaverse type of thing. I just don't remember the name of it. I wish I could say it right now, but I've seen this with my own eyes already. I've seen the presentation.
I believe you, because I heard that they.
But it's not a video game. It's more of a metaverse type thing.
They want computers to be with like a Steam or illusion. I say
what it is is a pair of glasses.
Yes.
What it is, it's right now all they have is glasses.
So it's kind of like AR kind of thing.
Yeah, you put the glasses on, and you can go to work from your glasses. There's a digital keyboard will come up. You can type. Your avatar can be whatever. It's something like Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse, but they actually have feet. but what I'm saying is, like, Japan's metaverse was around before Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg is just copying off of Japan. So I'm thinking that gaming is going to go that direction, where your gaming console can be something that you wear. Maybe not glasses, or maybe glasses. Not like where you put on these virtual reality helmet. No. I'm talking about like some glasses that you can turn on and off, and you can see through them. The real world, you can press a button and turn on. Yeah, because
they already they were all those type of glasses were all over CES.
Right.
I think this is what's going to happen. I think with what you're saying, I think for usually, like you said, cutting edge technology exists, but then how do you monetize it and different things? Like, I mean, they know how to do it, but I guess when they get to like the common man where mama can buy this from a store, blah blah blah. I said that'll probably about 30, 35 years.
But that's already here though, Coop. That's
it's here, but it's just
in Japan.
I'm saying for them to conceive
you think
it
30
to make
though?
it. Yes, and this is
because those meta joints, those meta quests or whatever, are getting kind of, well, I won't say cheap, but they're coming down.
I say because eventually I think gaming is going to that weird luxury thing, because of the ish we got going on. But let's just say if it bell curves or curves smooth back down, prices flatten possibly a little bit. I know economic things, but the reason why I say 30, because you can make a technology, but you got to make it feasible for the person to
afford it.
Like to be able to be on, like, say, even an 8th grade reading level. Like, you got to make these things spool down for the lower.
Well, let me speak to that. That's what I'm saying. this is already here. It's not a video game console. It's a metaverse. But what I'm saying is, China and Japan, matter of fact, their technology, they're already beating the US in a lot of the AI stuff. And
yes,
this concept that I'm describing, and I might not be doing a good job describing it. So anybody who's
no, I get what you're saying.
Anybody who's cringing listening to me, don't beat me up. But what I'm saying is, this is already here. It's not coming. It's here. It's just that they're
basically they kids is already playing with it most likely.
Yeah, they're already going to school virtually. This is what I'm saying. Over there in Japan and in China, those who can afford it. It's not for the whole market. It's for the well-to-do people. They're attending school virtually, right? So they got families who themselves can't afford to live on that side of town in Japan or China, but their kid was enrolled or got accepted to that particular school. So they ordered the device. The kid gets up, brush their teeth, whatever they do. They sit at the kitchen table, log themselves in, and their avatar is sitting in class. They can hear everything that's going on around them. I'm talking about real-time sound effects. Other kids may be physically at their school, but the kids who can't physically make it because it's like a 2-hour drive across country, Japan's countryside or China's countryside, they're still attending school, and their avatar is what's the word? A hologram of themselves, or they can make an avatar. But that child is physically in class, and that teacher.
But this is why I say 30 years.
Teaching them through virtual reality.
But this is why I say about 30 years. Just because to get to the level and the consistency of games, different experiences being created, it will have to be smooth, reworked, repackaged, resold, because a lot of hands will have to touch that. I'm saying, like, and
with all the rules and regulations in the US and stuff, because see, the good thing,
and let's just say,
I guess good and bad thing about China is, like, China essentially owns everything, so they don't need to.
They gotta ask nobody.
They gotta ask nobody. Around. China says, like, it's gonna happen. It happens. But they ain't gotta worry about permits.
When you want to make them universal dollars, and maybe 30 is too far, but I just don't see Nintendo eschewing those cartridges because they have so much proprietary control. It's not that the technology don't exist. It's about that control and who could do what with what. Because people always create a product and be like, how can I make it where you can't use it? Or well, how much juice can I squeeze out of it? So I'm not saying like a genius can't just do this. But when it comes to the other side of it, and in the artistry and in the art of business, that makes things conceive a lot longer. If what I'm saying makes sense.
But I know what you're saying, Coop. But here's what I'm gonna give you some more context, though, Coop, on that point you just made. It doesn't necessarily have to be overly expensive. What I'm saying is, the more the technology comes out, the less expensive stuff is. Yes, we come from a greed culture because we're Americans, right? Because that's just our American mindset. Get money, hustle, get the money. But that's not the same mentality everywhere else. There's a way for stuff to be cost efficient. It's already here. It's just that it's not worldwide yet. Once they get hip to, they meaning the business people, the billionaires and millionaires, once they realize, hey, I don't have to sell this for $5,000. I can sell this for $50 or $500. They like with the little robots that are humanistic robots, androids, whatever. They're here now and they're expensive now, like the NVIDIA TED Talk guy. But at some point, like everything, everybody has a cell phone right now, and they're cheap. They're dirt cheap. Everybody has a flat screen TV, not the fatback TVs no more, because flat screen is the standard now. You can get a flat screen TV any size for $100.
But I have to ask though, how long did it take for that curve to happen from when it was invented?
I don't know how long it took, but it didn't take 30 years. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably more like a good 12 or so before.
Maybe 5 years. I'm just trying to help y'all. I'm trying to open y'all mind.
I will say this. I will say this. The jump of technology has been crazy in the last 80s. Say 20 years. See, in the 80s and 90s, it was a lot different. Because if I was just watching somebody test video cards from 2015, 2020, and now in 2004, technically 5. And like the crazy jump, especially when they came in with DLSS, which is like basically like I'm trying to think of what it exactly stands for, but basically when they did the extra jump, when they were able to do like the extra resolution, bumping it up, being able to do it on the software, or I mean on the hardware side of being able to just like from your computer saying, hey, we're gonna actually give you like extra resolution and stuff. Like once that jump happened, it's crazy, and it was only like 5 years. So maybe
it can be done.
it's
Maybe 30 is a baby horse. Maybe 15.
Now, in
but
our
no,
case,
I see what
in
you
America,
mean by like once the bean counters and the lawyers get involved,
It's just
like
it's
once
going to
once
make
the board wants to make once the
it
board wants
will make
$100 a game.
the production cycle longer because it will be something so new that we just like I can't perceive it. I know what you're saying, but let's just say for everybody in the world, like everybody knows a cell phone exists for the most part. But let's just say this thing only a certain people know. Let's just say by the time it becomes that accessible, then we'll have a production cycle for it. How creators say, I want to make a game on the hologram 2000, and this is how I'm gonna do it, blah blah blah. And then when we get to the norm of what it is, I think it'll just be a ways off for that production cycle because people still have to make money in the short term for such and such. And I know it comes down. I keep bringing up money. It just comes down to that production cycle. So the tech can be created because somebody's doing specifically R&D for that. But when you come into how we will make this for everybody that can interface with it, that's where the research and then the other stuff comes into play. That makes it a product longer to get to market.
I'm optimistic about the whole idea because of the fact that as we continue into the future, as we advance into 2027, 2028, 2030, 2035, whatever, right? My mindset is this, and I'm not saying I'm a psychic or I can see into the future, but what I'm seeing as a trend now, we're trending towards things being cheaper. All things, food, clothes. Right now, in this moment, stuff is expensive. In this moment, but everything, all bubbles pop. All bubbles pop. I don't care what it is. All empires fall. So I'm saying, at the trajectory that we're going as a planet, not just the United States, as a planet Earth, we're trending towards. We're heading in the direction of things being cheaper than they are because everything is expensive now. So how long is it going to last? Is everything going to be expensive forever? No. Just like there was a point in time where everything was cheap, and then we progress into an expensive reality. Okay, it's like a gyration, up and down, up and down. We're entering the peak in our era, and I'm speaking, just overall right now. We're entering a peak in our human existence right now of things being overly expensive, just outrageously priced, to a point where that's just going to not be sustainable, where they don't have a choice, no matter how greedy they are. They have to make things cheaper because then that keeps them in business, that keeps people having a job, that keeps the machine oiled. So
yeah, I'll give you this. As someone that's been in real estate for the last maybe 10 years now. How long have I been? I mean, look, hey man, I went out to LA and entertainment fell through, and then all of a sudden I found myself in real estate. And for someone who's continually doing these advertisements, these designs and ad campaigns and marketing, like this housing bubble, this joint is not going to last forever, man. These houses, man, look.
There's no other way.
They mean that grandma's house is going to cost $500,000, and I don't think that's going to last forever.
Look,
You think about it like this. Anything that's expensive, whatever it is, food, clothes, cars, shoes, gas, whatever. I'm talking about just name it. Just name something expensive. Okay. A business person, even they have to bite the bullet and drop their prices, or the product that they're selling is not going to make money. just because you have the phrase, and I don't like Fat Joe for this, because this is his phrase. Yesterday's price is not today's price. I can't stand that mentality. Yesterday's price, not today's price. True, but yesterday's price could be more than today's price. Today's price could be less than yesterday. That doesn't
Let me just say this.
mean that I'm going to charge you more today.
Because just like the real estate industry,
I'm gonna just
ask around. There's a whole bunch of brand new cars sitting on the lot.
I want to address what you just said. First of all, Fat Joe is a YouTube grifter scammer.
Can't stand it. But go ahead.
So I can't just say that. Also, just on the look, and I love Jalen Rose, and I'm just gonna say this before we move on. Barbers and other people provide services. I understand things cost, whatever. Black folk ain't gonna always be afford no $100 haircut.
$100 haircut.
Look, y'all talk about $100 video game. When it was on that $100 haircut, I became out.
I cut my own hair. I cut my own son's hair. I can do a fade. I can do a taper. I can do a line up, edge up. Like I got my own barber set.
Yeah, clippers. I'm like, you can't say that because the market's going. The market might not. I think, like Open Mind and I were talking last episode. I think that people think there's way more rich people out here than there really is. Bruh, they said it was the 1% movement.
It's called the 1% for a reason.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'll even expand y'all out to the top 4%. But that still means there's 96% of people that aren't going to do this or not be able to afford it. Do you want to base your whole business model on 4% of people?
Let's keep it a buck. Top 20%. And a lot of us in the middle and skewing towards the bottom. Y'all need to quit playing and quit faking it out there.
Yeah, everybody be lying about their money.
Be lying.
People be lying.
But it's back to what I was saying, and we can move on because we beat this dead horse. It just makes logical sense. Like I said, I'm not trying to say I'm psychic. I'm just watching the trajectory of how this world is turning when it comes to what things cost. Things meaning all things: food, clothes, services, etc. Whatever they are, you name it. If it's expensive, it can't sustain itself. It's like there's no way that a planet can strip itself of its resources and continue existing. We're gonna have to, for our own survival as a human race, we're gonna have to cut back on a lot of stuff. We're gonna have to all ask ourselves, broke, rich, middle class, poor, whatever, do I need this much of this thing? Do I have to use this much energy to do this thing that I'm trying to do? Do I have to consume this much, whatever it is? The consumption, that's the word. The rate of our consumption on planet Earth, the bubble is going to pop. Maybe not next year, maybe not the year after.
I'm telling you, in the
2030s, a lot of stuff going to be cheaper.
The bubble has popped for me. That's why I'm not considering getting a PlayStation 6. I know I'm going to get a Switch 2. And I'm going to probably I got to keep a PC regardless just to function in life. So I'm probably going to keep a gaming PC. So I already know me.
Using you for example, there are a lot of coops out there that are saying, they're throwing their hands up and saying, forget it, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's just going to be a domino effect. It's infectious. It's a cancer, but not in a bad way, in a good way. Everybody's going to get to a point where they say, you know what, I can't afford this. I just can't, and I'm not going to go buy it. And then the business owners are going to have to look at their graphs and say, hey, we're not making any money. We're not making any profit.
They follow my lead because I dropped my YouTube TV. I love YouTube TV. I dropped them. They was going up $10 more. Like, I'll go to Sling.
That $10. When I saw that email, I was like, I'm glad I ain't got it no more.
I went to Sling. And it's like, because I really looked at my consumption, keyword,
consumption, that's the word,
I watch NBA. I don't watch local channels because I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Local TV, negative.
Hold up, you ain't got no love for the WBRZ?
Nah. Man, I just read it, bro. I read it and I'll find it on YouTube. I don't watch the local news. And you know why? I don't watch it. I don't want to see 5 of people that look like me who broke out of jail, go to jail. They try to put in jail, or they want to find a rule to jail more people and send them to Angola. Next question, man.
All right, we got the next topic. Man.
Look up Angola, folks. Look up Angola in the
I'll give this one some love because there's an article on thegamer.com that just says nothing is better than when your indie game or when the indie game you love blows up. And I just wanted us to throw out some
Amen
indie
to
games
that.
that we love. That you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know we be fussing at people, so I'm gonna give a shout out.
Hey,
Corrupt is an indie game. I love it. You know what I'm
Tales
saying?
of Kenzera.
Yep, Tales of
Tales of
Kenzera, another game that I love. It's dope. You know what I'm saying? You have Gree that probably will be on the screen sometime while you're watching this. I love that
in
game as
fact,
well. There's tons of indie games out there. You know what
without
I'm saying?
even
So I
going
say it
too
was
deep,
good to
let's
good to
just be
see this.
honest. A lot of the games that we love and play, especially beat 'em ups. We talk about beat 'em ups. We do that annual or something special. Even if it has a game like Tales of Kenzera. Tales of Kenzera, even though it had EA funding and whatever, it is at its heart an indie game. Like say Dave Diver. I know we'd have made fun of that, but at the same time, these games, even to say if there are a lot of indie companies, are publishers that get the contract for bigger companies. But all those 2D games y'all seeing that might have some big ties, at the heart of it are indie games because the big companies don't do that work anymore. They bought it or they contract the company before they buy it. They might let them do a game, then see if they can try to acquire them if they love that game. But your Hollow Knights, your a lot of these crazy beat 'em ups, even the new Double Dragon that came out, the side story, the corrupts, like you say, shout out to Super Ubi Island when that comes out. Shout out to just pretty much all beat 'em ups, all retro games for the most part have a lot of indie soul with it. But man, in fact, I want to give shout out to BIG, not Biggie Smalls. Nobody comes to us. But BIG Best Indie Gaming, that is one of my favorite channels. The co-op company, they like literally a husband and wife team. His wife don't really pop up anymore. He is dedicated to Couch Co-op, a positive YouTube channel, not a grifter. He specifically researched all these games, no matter the genre, if it's beat 'em up, if it's shoot 'em up, whatever. He loves the joy of indie and playing on a couch with somebody in person, even maybe online, but he looks for those things. So Couch Co-op Company, shout out to them. Shout out to Best Indie Games. Shout out to like other channels. There's so many good positive YouTubers that will go through these games, find them, only play these games and give it love. A shout out to 1 Minute Review, if I'm saying his name right, black dude who will list his reviews. Shoot, man, I'll have to come back and maybe give Mike the YouTubers that I follow, who they do the work of like the Nintendo shop. One reason why I like Switch, they have a lot of indie games. The Nintendo eShop is garbage the way as you are. These people do the hard work. They'll find a dope game for me. I can see what I like. Look, they got stuff that I like. Shout out to Savino, the flying kick. First of all, Savino is a bad man. I don't know how he will answer a question on his YouTube channel like he on Facebook. Like if you leave something, he like, okay, Savino. And he's Brazilian, he out there. Savino is on it. He is dedicated to beat 'em ups. So y'all don't always listen to the YouTube grifters. Check out some of these positive things that support these positive and small projects. There are people behind doing the work, like how some people do for used to do for Black Indie Comics and review them. Shout out to me. Not so much in that lane anymore, but I do sell them. But so just know that when there is a product, there's usually somebody who's a fan of that said product and that will support it and bring more light to it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah,
shout out to us indie YouTubers and podcasters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just a good thing to see, like, articles like this where they're talking about this game called Unbeatable that's coming out, I believe sometime in 2025. But just indie games in general, I would say that in the current era of gaming, indie developers have actually pushed the envelope and pushed the industry further than pretty much every AAA title. As far as ingenuity and creativity is involved.
Bruh. Shout out to Shovel Knight. That was like the first indie darling. That's still a darling. it's still making like Shovel Knight that made stupid money. Like it have made so many iterations of that little, cute knight with a shovel jumping up and down, smacking people that that look like a little 8-bit Nintendo character that just speak to the heart of us 80 kids. He looked like something out of Castlevania that would have been an enemy, but you play as him. And Shovel Knight the bit is so many crossovers. Shout out to like Ukulele, shout out to other stuff, more Super like, bruh, there's so many things. If you like it, there, like, let's say you like Donkey Kong Country, there's so many games that mimic other things, like even from the Dreamcast Sonic 3D era, like that's been created. Like there's so many things that you could get in the retro digital space that, a lot of the the digital, the retro creatives, store people, they ain't gonna mention. They always talk about, get the physical, whatever. But if you can't get the physical, you can still participate in the retro life and retro like style. I promise you, it's out there for you. You can find similar gaming between Steam, Nintendo Switch, or any digital thing, because most of these companies put their stuff. It's always going to be on Steam usually, or Epic, but you might get that person that got enough publishing, or however it works with publishing, to put it on about 4 different stores, and you can get their stuff, or eventually it'll get there.
Man, the point that you hit about being digital is something that I think has helped so many indie devs out there.
Absolutely. Barrier of entry removed.
Yep. Because now I don't have to figure out. Yeah, yes. I don't have to figure out how to like make all of these, cartridges. I can just serve up the file.
And you don't have to fight for space on Walmart, Target, Best Buy, because those companies are getting out of physicals other than Nintendo until Daddy Nintendo pop away, disappear. That's the business they in, because Switch have dominated that, just been onto itself. That's why you're only going to see Nintendo and some PlayStation until it dies. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see less Xbox.
It's the closest thing to direct to consumer as you can possibly get. Of course, it's not all 100% because somebody getting a percentage because somebody's playing a middleman. But without having to produce all these cartridges / CDs, whatever the physical media is, it does definitely help the indie dev. Shout out to Team Corrupt. Shout out to we said the Shovel Knight team. Shout out to Kanzira, that team. It's very cost efficient for the indie developers themselves trying to get their game or games out, because they're making more than one game. They just want to make something to give it a smell test and see how the market react to it, and if everybody like it. If they don't sell but just 200,000-300,000 copies, that's still a profit. That's not small beans. Like if you are a team of 6 or 7 or 8 people, y'all make a game and y'all sold 300,000 copies, you're doing good. You're not doing bad.
In fact,
you're indie. Like how many copies you supposed to sell if you're indie? Like you're not supposed to sell 10 million copies.
You said something that just brought up a point. Even though this is another game that had the backing of EA, It Takes Two won Game of the Year when it came out. And I read a story, and it's on either Den of Geek or Polygon. That thing, I don't know what triggered it. I forgot somebody was doing something with it. Something triggered it, and it sold more after it won Game of the Year as a small, pretty much an indie, just has the backing of it, or publishing of EA. And it sold so many more millions after it was already out for a while. And it kept rising for weirdly. Like it was one of the few smaller projects that broke a trend that don't usually happen. And of course, Shovel Knight is in its own lane. Like that's one where if Nintendo could have probably sent Mario and Luigi to kidnap Shovel Knight and make him a part of Nintendo, they would have.
Yeah, because it definitely has that, it has that, Nintendo vibe all over.
Like if Nintendo could like scoop that up, be like, all right, Shovel Knight is mine now. Haha. They would hit the button because Look, I can't even beat Shovel Knight. I have the PS4 version. When I heard that they really releasing it all with more lifestyle things, I kind of want it. I love the art style of it. I like the little stupid character. I like the different things. For one, it's like Mega Man. It's like Mega Man, Castlevania, and whatever all combined. Like if you get that jumbled up description I just said, and indie games get to do that type of stuff. They can just mash genres up like mashed potatoes and do what the hell they want to do.
And like it's something NERDSoul said on last episode me and him did, they have way more freedom because like this is their time to shine. Like cause now Nerd wasn't saying it like this, but I'm just gonna kind of like blend it in. The fact that these games are trending towards $100, that gives the indie developers the edge up to kind of like, first of all, create a game with a fighting, shooting, Metroidvania, whatever it is, sell it at a low price, and get all of those sales. Even if you don't get promo, you can't get a commercial spot on TV. You don't have to. You have the internet. You have the internet, and you got voices like us. You got NERDSoul's channel. You got my channel. You got Coop's channel. You got people like us who play indie games and have somewhat of a following, putting it in people's faces by either going online or making content for it, and it doesn't have to sell a million copies day one release. It'll eventually over time get around and people will play your indie game.
And other than Shovel Knight, I got to give shout out to one of my top 3 favorite indies. Shout out to the Behemoth, because their story is phenomenal. They made less than maybe 10 games. Those games live on forever. I bought Castle Crashers 2 or 3 times. I bought that little stupid little murderous alien they got, Alien Hominid, about on every system since PS2. I love Alien Hominid because it basically was a Contra fill-in, and then I still got to play the roguelites, dedicate some time in that. But I love the art. I love the care they put into it. They big up the artist, Dan Paladin. Like they talk about the history of how the Behemoth can't have succeeded without everybody who put into it. And Digital Devolver, shout out to them. So you got people like Digital Devolver,
like Gree, and their newer game Neva. It's just dope.
And Digital Devolver is kind of like I guess you can compare them to the Malibu Image Comics video game thing, because I ain't gonna say that you get to keep it as an owner, but I think they kind of like, hey, you own this, you create this, let us publish it for you. So they got money enough to do the publishing side. They they know how to handle their business, and they can make it and publish. So you could be that indie publisher. It's like being an indie comic book distributor. And you find your lane if you can get somebody's stuff out or help them get it out. Because Behemoth is one of the few people that I have on my social medias. Because if they ever drop a Castle Crashers 2 announcement, I'm on it. I'm buying it. I'm pre-ordering. They ain't even got to show me that. They just got to say they doing it. I got it.
Y'all know what I want? Y'all know the type of indie game I wish I could have? And it's probably out. I just don't know about it yet. I want an indie hack and slashing type game. Right?
Oh, they got plenty of those.
Like God of War. I'm talking about like, listen.
Oh, but like God of War level type stuff.
Hear me out. I want it to be, it doesn't have to be graphic wise, but I'm talking about like God of War has its hack and slash open world 3D puzzle type stuff. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of hack and slashers out there, but they're like $60. Right? I'm not saying hack and slashers don't exist, like God of War, Devil May Cry, so on and so forth. Onimusha is coming out. I played the Onimushas. And then the new Ninja Gaiden coming out, that hack and slasher, not the Metroidvania one. But I'm saying that these games are going to be like $69, $70 when they come out. I'm saying,
got you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this genre.
Where's the indie joint that's going to come out and be like $25?
Indie game. Yeah, I want a $25 to $35 indie hack and slasher where the character that you're playing with can climb walls, do crazy combos, fight whatever it is, and it's on competition level with the major joints, because it's a lot of games I want to play hack and slashers, but I'm not finished fork over $70. I'm just not gonna do it.
My answer to that, subscribe to Best Indie Games. He go over them.
Yeah.
They on Steam, but some might make it a console. There are some that'll be 3D model. Maybe they may not have the exact polish of. It's hard to have the exact polish of say Sony,
but that doesn't
God of War, but
that don't do me no good, Coop. I'm a PlayStation person. I'm not gonna buy a Steam console just to do this. I'm talking about on PlayStation.
I'll do some
maybe on PC Network or something. Like maybe there's an indie somewhere on there.
I know it exists. Some of them are crossing over, but yeah, it's gonna be like 80% Steam.
Yeah, right. And I'm not a Steam. I'm probably the only Steam person on this podcast right now. Non-Steam person. I'm PlayStation.
I have one too.
I want an indie PlayStation game or console. It could be on Xbox too. I want an indie console game that's a hack and slasher, and maybe it takes me 30 hours to finish it. I don't know.
I got a question. Man, maybe somebody may know this, or we can maybe look into this another topic. Why is it so easy? Is it a reason why people would rather put their stuff on Steam than as opposed to PlayStation or Nintendo Shop?
That's easy. I can answer that easily. Very simple answer. Because Steam is not. They're not so. What's the word? Let me get the word right.
Maybe stringent.
Steam is not so stringent in their requirements. Because Steam. Here's the thing about Steam. Steam gonna make their money regardless. Steam is similar to Netflix. Where Netflix can throw money at a comedian that nobody's ever heard of, and that comedian gets a special on Netflix. And if that comedian's Netflix special doesn't make any money, well, doesn't matter. We got all these Netflix subscribers. We're gonna make our money. Versus everybody else like Sony and Xbox, that they're trying to make as much money as possible. They only want to put out NRS, Capcom, Namco, Activision, blah blah blah. Like they only want to. They're very biased. The console companies are extremely biased. They're racially biased and they're financially biased, and they're notoriety biased. Like so notoriety meaning the big three, like the big three: Capcom, NRS, Namco, the big three, the fighting game genre. Or we take it off fighting games and put it just Call of Duty.
Yeah, like Call of Duty, Blizzard or something like that.
Yeah, Activision, Blizzard, Bungie, like. That's why Steam, most, you say 8%, most indie gamers will their first mind or thought is to go to Steam with their game because they don't want to deal with the politics and the rudimentary, the bureaucracy, that's the word.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy that is PlayStation.
So that's why it makes sense where something like, let's say a little cartoonish cell shaded beat 'em up will go to Steam first, then maybe a year later after it made its money, then it'll go there. So all right. I mean like, no, come to my console.
Which goes back to what I said about I wanted an indie game that's a hack and slasher because all of the hack and slashers that are in the PlayStation Store, I look at their little trailers because the PlayStation Store lets you see a trailer of the game before you buy it. You can just watch a trailer. It's like, oh, this looks dope, but then the trailer's over, $69.99. I'm not finna spend $69.99.
You know what?
On this hack and slash. I'm gonna beautiful it looks.
I'm gonna make it my mission because
I'm just not finna do it.
In my heart, I love a guy who can play a hack and slasher because I love those hack and slash beat 'em up. Bro. It's all in the family. Look, I bought two. I bought one now that I still haven't opened up. It's an oldie. It's a Warrior's Blade. With his big loud like a fake Conan. Look, I ain't gotta pay $60 for my fake Conan. I'm gonna play Rastan, whatever his name was, Rastastan. He gonna be beating up people, and I bought that for like $5 for Switch. Now, yeah, it's like it's side scroller, but I can get my hack and slash in.
Speaking of hack and slash, this one is kind of a mashup, but you sent me a game, Big Helmet Heroes.
Yeah, beat 'em up hack and slash.
My son and I were playing it. And,
you bought it?
I haven't bought it. We played the demo. I'm most likely going to buy it though because
I gotta get the demo.
Really like playing this game. But
is the demo for Steam only?
I guess I know that I went on there. They were like, download the demo now. I was like, word. And the demo is mad long, so I don't know how long this game is.
Oh, it's supposed to be like
the demo is super long, and I was like,
think
"Yo,
it's
hold
at
up, we ain't
least
done yet."
20 to 30 hours, so you're gonna get your money's worth,
Oh,
and it's
this
only a
one again-
$25. It's only a $25 game.
Bruh, right now it's on sale, $23.99. You get the whole look. You get the game, the full release right now. You
They
know
even
what I'm
gonna have
saying?
some levels that's gonna be top down and make it look like the old Gauntlet.
Yeah, it's dope. It throws you off when they do it, but the camera moves in different ways. They have like the gauntlet style. Like normally it's kind of like a oblique overhead kind of, but sometimes the camera will close in and you'll be like side scrolling. Then it'll come kind of back and then it'll go top down. Like, yo, this
I haven't
game
played
is
it, so you
sweet.
like it. So you
Yes.
highly recommend it. Okay,
Yes,
cool. I'm glad
Bruh.
I recommend it. Glad you played it. So I'm
bruh.
gonna buy it. I'll actually go on and stream it, like, because I need to take a break from Marvel Rivals. I say that while I'm gonna be like slipping back. You know, look, I'm gonna say something kind of trash. Look, let me preface this. You know, I don't want to be too trash, but like, you know, Marvel Rivals is always gonna be that boo thing that you like look at, that you like to play, and you be like, hey, let me holler.
But you need to break up with her though.
I need to take breaks because you're toxic, but I love you. You toxic little
Oh boy.
piece of garbage.
Marvel Rivals is definitely a toxic relationship.
Oh, bro, I'm so
Definitely
addicted.
toxic.
It fulfills two of my addictions. Like, for one, I'm always gonna talk Marvel. We podcast. We always go to do it, and I grew up with Marvel comics, and they're giving me everything.
Yeah,
WB games, take note. God,
But NERDSoul, remember last episode when I said gaming is a vice? Remember I said that?
yes,
told
it
you.
is. It is.
But yeah, like this. So like with this one, this is a perfect example. This game is a lot of fun.
Yes,
My son and I are playing it, busting out laughing. The
love it.
music is cool. Because you can like pick up each other and throw each other at bad
Really?
guys. And like, of course, Mikey is picking me up and throwing me. I'm like, yo, stop throwing me. And he's like, but it's actually, he threw me so much, so many times. We're just like laughing in the room, like just throwing each other at bad guys. This
see?
is the level of fun that I'm talking about for $23.99, not
Endless fun.
$100.
Endless fun. And I'm glad I've contributed to proof of life with this, because
And
your
matter of fact,
son
is this an indie? This might
It's
be an
ki-
indie too.
pretty much. If it's 23, it's an indie.
Yeah, it's
just
most likely an indie.
It's an indie that got a lot of hype, that actually followed through on his promise, because people didn't know if it was gonna get delayed, and all of a sudden they dropped the date. They was like, "Up, coming out February." I'm like, "Whoa, this coming out!" But it was it's wherever the company is, they use their funds correctly. I love to see that,
Yeah.
where you don't delay for like 6-7 years. Looking at you, Toxic Crusaders. I don't know what y'all doing one day, but just that they come out, and then your son is getting another game that would have been like the equivalent to an arcade experience. Everybody knows Turtles, everybody knows Streets of Rage, but this could be something that he might look at years ago, like, oh, like how I look at Castle Crashers, and this is like a spiritual cousin to that, without somebody comedy. They ain't too bad in Castle Crashers, but you know, this is probably light humor and this and that. You see these little dudes with the big heads whacking each other at nights, and it's easy to follow. I'm gonna go save the day.
Yep, that's it. You just like, look, here's some people, beat them up, and as you just swing your sword and just
And you
keep
get
going.
20 different type of things. And yeah, that's one of the games I'm gonna buy in February, that I want to get in February. That's one. Definitely
Yeah,
one.
I'm probably going to end up buying it. I'll probably end up having it today because, but the demo is super long. But anyway, back to the top. Well, I think we got one more topic. I'll you know what? I won't touch the bad news. I'll end on the good news because we've been on for over an hour. So last topic, which is some good news. I want to give a shout out to an event called Operation Go, and it is basically these veterans playing video games. It's like a 2-day tournament that they put together where you have exhibitions, they're playing, and they're also doing a Super Smash Bros. Tournament and stuff. And it's just fun to see, veterans get together and just have a great partnership between, I believe, let's see what it says, a partnership between the city's VSO, Bristol Student Veterans of America, and the gaming club. and Frost Call, a nonprofit that connects vets with resources and shines a spotlight on veterans' mental health through video and tabletop gaming. So I think this is
Imagine that.
another good way to get people out playing, have
Imagine
fun.
that.
You know,
Using gaming as a good vice to help people instead
Yep.
of crying about diversity and other stuff. See, I tie both of them together. Without crying about different things, using something good to highlight something to get people into, whether people want to say it's addictive, whatever. You can use gaming for social causes. That's okay, people.
Mhm.
Oh, I said social cause. Oh, terrible. For good social causes, not like for your nationalist hate crime club out there by somebody giving Nazi salutes that run the world, that run the free world, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, using that to support people, to get people out, to get people to be healthy and have that. Man, look, last night, shout out to my homie Like a Zero. Like, look, I ain't got many friends out there and different things, and life is busy as you older. Do you know how good it is to feel like, man, look, shout out to Open Mind here. I want to say that again, shout him out. Look, I'm addicted to Myra Roberts. I joke with shout out to look, I tell my wife this, baby, I love you. I had to chill it out, like, all right, I addicted to it. But I said, Mark, I be getting on Mark. I said, Mark, bro, tell you, like, he played on his Xbox, we didn't play together. I said, man, tell your son how to show you how to play Xbox so you can play this game with me, man. I said, you love Marvel, you love comic
He's trying to
books.
get him hooked too.
I'm trying to get you to open my play with me.
Listen, let me speak to that, because I know I said this, and I know it could be taken out of context about gaming being a vice. Okay, you got your hard street drugs, you got your alcohols, you got your prescription drugs. Then you have gaming. Gaming isn't a bad vice, right?
Yes.
And here's my take on my gaming. How it's a vice for me. Gaming keeps me in the house.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Does that for me?
My wife loves the fact that I game.
That's now, right. A lot of married men can't say that about their wife or girlfriend or whatever. Like, you got a lot of women who shun you're a grown man playing video games. What you do? But it's like, what's wrong with that? I could be at the bar with my homeboys, drinking, throwing back beers, or they'll say that while they single-handedly like propped up the financial success of Sims.
Like, ladies, stop nagging your boyfriend/husband for playing a game. If he's 35, 40 years old, stop nagging at him, because he's sitting right there in the other room.
First of all, can I jump in on that? I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me finish. My thing is, it keeps me in the house. I don't burn gas. I don't spend no money.
Sure don't.
And I buy games. This is intentional. There are games that I buy intentionally that has replay value to them. Where I get off work, I come home and I play that same game I played yesterday, day before, a week ago. Whatever it is, especially fighting games. The reason I play a lot of fighting games, the main reason, is not because of my competitive nature, because of the replay value. I always have something to strive for. I always have a goal to reach playing a fighting game. And then, beat 'em up, I can beat that in a minute. Hack and slasher, I can beat that, and then go back and run through it and find all the secret subquests that I skipped along the way and just focus on the storyline. A good RPG with a good storyline, like some Coop mentioned Forsaken earlier. I just finished Forsaken 3 days ago because it was finally free on PlayStation Store, and I got the free version of it. Forsaken, I love Forsaken, and I can't believe it got all those bad reviews. Just overall, the gaming being a vice for me, in the same realm as these veterans that just got that we just talked about, it's a good thing, right? It's all of the things that the negativity that gamers get, and I'll even include the toxic gamers. Like, you don't have to engage with the toxic, degenerate people online. You can mute them, cut them off, shut them off, however you can. You don't have to read their messages. You don't have to listen to them talk. You can press the mute button and not listen to nothing they're saying. Just play the game, co-op, competitive online, whatever it is. And as I sit here in my gamer chair all day, I haven't spent a dime. Right? Sure. I'm saving money. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying out of trouble.
Yep.
Like, and it doesn't always have to be trouble where I'm in the street.
I gotta ask you a question.
I'm a black man. I could get pulled over and the cop could shoot me because I'm driving.
Did it snow in Houston when we had snow? Was it snowing in Houston too?
It snowed in Houston, but it wasn't that bad. I'm from Detroit, so
I mean, you know, for us,
he knows about that
right,
polar vortex.
This is people in Houston or people in Texas that was bothered by the snow. It's like I laugh at them because I grew up in snow, so it wasn't a thing for me. It didn't bother me at all. I could drive in it.
We ain't got no. Well, Louisiana. We ain't got no tires.
Yeah,
we live over bridges, so
it wasn't the end of the world for me specifically because when I see snow outside in the streets or on the grass, like okay, it's snowing. So what? But everybody else who didn't grow up in that climate, of course, it's crazy to them. Oh my God, it's snowing! Like for me, I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. I got my driver's license in a blizzard, so it's like it's just another day for me. But the rest of the state caught it.
So, but during that time, you know what I was doing? I was playing Marvel Rivals. I was having fun.
Me too.
I saved money.
I was in the house.
I even eat barely.
Right. So back.
He was on that Marvel diet.
So overall, this was a good thing for those veterans because it's like, hey, gaming can still be fun. It's a good vice.
Yeah.
If you're not an avid drug addict or something like that, if you're not just a person that's addicted to the drug, you can sit there, just play your game and just look, check the clock, make sure you ain't up at too late, get you some rest, get up and handle your business responsibilities. And that's one of the main reasons why my wife don't bother me too much because yes, I game, but I still have my responsibilities too.
Well, it also keeps your mind sharp too.
I was about to say that.
It's similar to like
my wife's
people.
A gamer.
People will say, don't sit your kid in front of television. It's like, well, no, don't sit your kid in front of, BET all day. But with Discovery Channel, Discovery Health, Nat Geo, PBS Kids, there's tons of educational content that you can see on television. So TV, what you mean is don't sit them in front of trash, which doesn't have to just
brain rot. And here's the thing: as we get older, anything that makes you think, that makes you like
kind of problem solving stuff.
We like input, like you just said, hand-eye coordination. For us, we're used to it in our generation of being like being millennials and zennials who saw the analog age and had to adapt and stay as much as we can with this. So, I was one of the first in my family to learn how to type and how to do anything with computers. I'm not a computer savvy person. I just know how to interface. My parents are older. My dad was really, really older, God rest his soul. But he had us born in 1981. So we saw so many, us in the 80s and 81, in particular 80, saw so many different things that we had to keep abreast of. So playing a game is nothing new to me because I tell my wife, I say, hey, I ain't going with computers. But I said playing Nintendo and stuff made me adapt.
Yeah, because we kind of came up with Nintendo because I was born in 82.
Atari,
so we came up with Nintendo, those first computers with the real floppy disk, like the floppy disk.
Right.
So then we saw those transitions from like
Munchers, Oregon Trail.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Yo, shouts to Oregon Trail in the library in school, bro.
I just aged all three of us.
Look,
shouts to Oregon Trail, bro.
Just shout out to my wife. She tried to play like Super Mario Brothers Wonder with me. And I was like, and I keep thinking in my mind, like, oh, this is nothing. Like, you just hold B down and you run to the right. And that's easy for me. Like, everybody knows that with Mario.
You hold down B and you go.
My wife, though. And it's just like, she had Yoshi, so she would die. I'll jump on her back. I'm like, I'm just messing with her. Like, like your son throwing you. And I just realized, like, oh, yeah, my baby never really don't have that hand-eye coordination. Since she said, haven't played it in, like, since she was a kid. I'm just like, oh, my bad. She don't want to learn with me. She could learn, but that's okay.
I mean, I put down the game for a long time, and I went somewhere, maybe like 2015 or something. I came home and I played Halo with my little brother, and he was like, "You got them old thumbs." He you over there losing. I'm like, man, because Halo used to be our thing. We would come home, we would play Halo, we played Halo 2, we played Halo 3. After Halo 3, that's when I was like, all right, I need to focus on work and stuff. So but I came back and tried to play some new like ODST or whatever it was, and I was like, I'm getting creamed over here.
That's why I'll be honest. Fighting games is that genre that has kind of left me. I'm still willing to turn on Marvel vs. Capcom and get blown away because of love. But yeah, fighting games, I just kind of like my thumbs. Yeah, like, all right. Some genres I can't keep up with. That's the genre. I never been a turn-based RPG guy, but yes, gaming is good. Like I remember reading a report, and I know I'm gonna shut up because I know we go long, but I think it hurts. It really helps people. I like some kids were going blind, but their eyes needed to strengthen. It kept their eyes stronger, and it keeps the mind
Wow.
sharp. Like that was something I read in Nintendo Power. It never left me. It was either Nintendo Power or Game Pro. Years ago, I remember them reading that, and it just like Mario 3 helped this person gain their eyesight back
Yeah, because
because
the
it
body will
re-strengthened them.
do what the body will do unless you have some crazy, injury or something. The body will do what you ask it to do. Like say if you
But
feel like your legs aren't strong, start walking up the steps. Your body, now of course, it's going to hurt at first, but once you start walking up them steps over and over, your body's going to say, "Hey, look, we got to walk
look,
up the steps. So we got to get these quads and these hamstrings
Yeah.
got to get
You'll
stronger
build up
because we got to walk
muscle
up the
memory.
steps."
You
yep.
Yeah.
build up a callus and a muscle memory. That's what gaming does. It builds up. It's not. It's so as far as your mental. It'll give you that mental callus and that mental muscle memory, and it
Hmm.
does help your hand-eye coordination. Like I said, my wife's games, but her games are more like cell phone games. Like, but she's not playing like cell phone games where it's just like Candy Crush. No, my wife be playing the stuff that's like. I be sitting there playing stuff. I'm like, what did she play? And it's like I hear her fussing and stuff. It's competitive. You know what I'm saying? She been there fussing at these stupid people. They don't know what they doing. Like, like she play like for example, she plays Uno, right?
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Uno. But look, Uno get real. It
I
get
know
real
it
on
do.
Uno. Like
Are
it
you?
get
Yes,
real on that game. You know what I'm
absolutely. It's Uno.
saying? Like,
Look,
you
if
know,
you don't fight at
and
spades, you fight at Uno.
right. Listen, if you suck at Uno, my wife gonna tell you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be on her team and you trash. Like, she gonna tell you trash, and she gonna kick you off her team. She gonna block you, whatever the thing does. But she ain't pleased other games, and it's like it's a lot of replay value, a lot
Yep.
of hand-eye coordination, planning, strategy. Right?
Yep.
She plays strategy games on her phone. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, my wife was like, because I don't always be like, just be all up on her phone like that. Like we give each other our space and privacy. Like I don't just be on her phone, but sometimes I walk past and I just glance at her screen and like she playing some strategy game. I'm like, what is this? You have to be strategic.
Look,
And some of the stuff she does that helps your hand-eye coordination,
shout
your
out
decision-making skills, all that stuff.
to all the people who play Balatro, which shout out to another indie game person that almost won Game of the Year. That game there got so many people hooked because if you even a hint of wanting to gamble and like poker and like numbers and strategy, Balatro is going to be what Marvel Rivals is for me, for anybody, because they say if you touch Balatro and you are anywhere, that type of person that like that is gonna hook you and it ain't gonna let you go.
Yeah, bro. Like gaming overall, back to the veterans, it's not bad. Like it's definitely good for them. Like to keep them out of a state of depression. There's a sense of community. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
there's a lot of good, more good than bad when it comes to gaming. And something like what they just did with the veterans of this article, that's great for them because I
Yep.
know for a fact being a game. Now I ain't talking about the toxic stuff on Tekken and Street Fighter. I'm talking about the other games I play competitive. There's a sense of community. I met a lot of cool people just gaming. Like for example, Hidden Jewel, the guy I used to podcast with. We used to play Tekken. We still cool. We don't podcast on Tekken, but we still like real cool. Like I call him my brother. Like we just don't podcast on Tekken.
And
But
I'm gonna
I
be
talked to him
honest,
the other day. Like like there's a sense of community from gaming. There's
gaming
definitely a sense of community.
got me through some depression and stuff I
Yes,
went through. I
the
went through
same
a
thing any
flood.
drug would do.
I went through a flood through 2015. I was living in front of my house in a FEMA trailer, and I saved my PlayStation 4 from the flood. My 3, it had to go, but I saved the floor, and I got into Overwatch heavy, and that's why I was so like Overwatch was such a drug for me. I would play it. I would put Overwatch down for almost a year, come back to it. And then they pulled the crap they pulled with Overwatch 2. Still went back to Overwatch 2. Met some streamers and people that I play with now and follow. Shout out to Nappy Beard. Met him through playing Overwatch 2. And then now Marvel Rivals has become my true Overwatch 2, because I ain't gonna get deep into that. So yeah, that's why I'm always gonna have a big love for that. I love the art of it. Like, I still wish I did not just could drop Overwatch 2, but at the same time, it's a game I literally played, spent $30 on. I never bought any skins, so I didn't have an addiction like that. But I played it for about a good, from 2016 up until about a good solid 8 years. Just playing it off and on. I always go back to it because it's like playing a game. I tell people it's like playing a game of basketball pickup when you grew up in the neighborhood. You're just like, hey man, let's play some 21. Let's play some, first to 12 or whatever, or first to 11, however you play it. And it doesn't, you get bragging rights for that day or for that moment, and it scratches that gamification, whatever part in the brain. I was reading on Polygon that satisfies that part of your brain of competition. Dopamine, just the gamification, and they came up with another term, or the strategy part, or the turn, if you will, before something happens and you're satisfied. But it goes into dopamine too, and that's why we like sports. That's why we like this. That's why we like that. And I am big into NBA. Haven't been lately. I am now. I guess I gotta like Luka, even though I don't like him. But I guess I gotta like him. I'm a Lakers fan. But But at the same time, it's just those type of things that it's funny how people want to put gaming is so immature, but then you'll have grown men sit there with, a jersey on of somebody they ain't never gonna meet them, and be ready to go to war and fight people for them.
Because they're a fan of their team. So it's like
bull about to fight in the barbershop.
Bruh.
Or reality TV.
Like,
and I say it to the women who complain about their boyfriend or husband playing a game, but you watch reality TV all day
over their favorite reality TV show person. Will cut you.
Yeah, you sit there and watch reality TV all day, but your husband or your boyfriend can't play the video game. He's childish. Like, come on.
Look. Grown man, look, I was a Kobe slut. I was a Kobe stan. Like, I love Kobe. And I told people, look, I still to this day will justify why I say T-Mac couldn't touch Kobe, and T-Mac weirdos would be like, blah blah blah. So I'm just saying, but I just was playing to him like, yeah, T-Mac ain't no leader. Shout out to him, he's like a nice guy. But he wasn't no Kobe.
Like, man, come on, they was wild. Anyway, I ain't gonna go no further.
I bet people, Kobe was so good. It was a weird time in that early 2000s.
Oh,
it was
early
weird
2000s.
time.
Oh, okay.
In college, bro,
I can see them trying to say that in the early 2000s.
But they still got some people now who be like, well, T-Mac is actually better. Like, T-Mac shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but I get it. A lot of people get in the Hall of Fame in the NBA because where's the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame. It was me. A lot of people be get cut out, including T-Mac.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's an old basketball BS rant. Shout out to anybody who listens to our podcast.
Shout out to basketball and BS, man. But anyway, I'm gonna throw it over to Open Mind. Final thoughts, and where can people find you?
Final thoughts, like I said, everything in a nutshell. Gaming is not bad. It's a vice, yes it is, but it's a good vice. It's a vice that keeps you in the house, keeps you spending money. It's okay to have that vice. Is better than getting drunk and driving. It's better than Xanax and hard street drugs. It's better than a lot of other vices. It doesn't harm your body. Maybe it takes up a lot of your time. Maybe you lose track of time playing. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's not bad. It's perfectly okay. Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Blue Sky. Open Mind 82, spell it with a Y on YouTube. Those are my only two social medias y'all can find me on. And like I said, last show, I'm gonna start putting out some more content best I can. Need Korra to drop. I need a new fighting game. I'm tired of playing the same old fighting games I've been playing. They get on my nerves. Like Coop is addicted to my rivals. I got back on Tekken, but on a different account, not my Open Mind account. And Tekken is still irritating me. Street Fighter 6 is still irritating me. I'm getting tired of playing these same old fighting games. I need Core Up to drop so I can play something else.
Yeah, 6 been out for a minute now. So
yeah.
But they did just release 3
I don't care.
they got 3 new 3 new, I guess, ranked levels now. So
yeah, but nobody's playing with those characters. They're still playing with Ken and Ryu, and I'm tired of playing it. I'm tired of if somebody chooses another Hadouken at me, like I'm tired of. It's only so many Hadoukens I can. Even though I'm not like losing these fights or anything like that. It's not like these characters are hard to beat. It's like how many more Kens do I need to fight? You got Bison, you got Ed, you got Mai just got released. Nobody, they're still playing with Ken and Ryu. So it's like, why even give DLC if nobody's going to play with the DLC? They're going to keep playing with the characters they were playing with when the game dropped. Same with Tekken. Jen
shouts to Mai Shiranui, man. She for a second had me thinking about coming back to the game for.
Nobody's playing with her. They still playing with Ken and Ryu. And just like on Tekken, Heihachi's released. All these DLC released for Tekken 8. They still playing with Jin and Kazuya. They're not playing Clive from Final Fantasy. Clive. Nobody's playing with Clive. They're still playing with Jin and Kazuya. I haven't fought Clive. I haven't fought Kazuya. I haven't fought a lot of the characters. Like maybe seldom. I think I may have fought Clive twice since he's been released. I'm fighting Jin and Kazuya. I'm fighting Ken and Ryu. All this DLC that's coming out for these games, they're playing with Ken and Ryu, Jin and Kazuya. That's who the server's matching me to.
And I'm not my girl, Mai Shiranui ain't getting no love, man. Dang. See, I might have to come back in the game and do a little something. I miss Mai Shiranui.
They're not giving the community is not buying the character. They probably didn't buy the season pass. They're not going to buy they're just playing with the characters they've been playing with since the game dropped, because that's who the server is matching me to. I'm not seeing the DLC, and which is why I want another game. Like I want something else to do, because it's just not fun anymore. But yet it's still a toxic relationship. It's like you don't like something, stop playing it. That's the thing. Same thing with Coop. You don't like Marvel Rivals, but he keeps playing it. It's the same thing.
Oh no, I love it.
Coop's not alone in that. I'm just as guilty.
I don't know. I say it got toxic. Look, I'm saying I love the toxic.
I don't like it. I'm tired of it.
I love the game.
I love the game.
I'm getting tired of it.
All right, Coop, final thoughts. What you got?
Final thoughts, just to sum it up, man. This has been a good talk. Yeah, shout out to these brothers here. Love talking these different type of topics in the other thing that we love. Y'all usually hear me here on about anime. That love has always been growing vastly over the years, and of course comics and stuff of that. Video games is related to that because it's all crossover and interlap. But I am with these gentlemen. I do not want to see a standard for some of these bum ass games, excuse my language, for to be $100 standard and think they go make that. Where I just gave this brother here, said Big Helmet Heroes. It's fun. It looks cute. Your son might like it. Sure enough, his son likes it. It's $25. They'll be able to play it for a long time and find all the nights and whack each other and do all that stuff and then go play it again and then play it again. And they'll get more than they $25 worth of it. So I think that's in danger of the immediate time frame in the next 10, 15 years. Do not make this. If y'all can avoid making it a $100 standard, look, as much as I like to joke about Big Daddy Nintendo, even they couldn't survive that necessarily. Maybe because they have a cult. But eventually I think they actually smart enough to maybe not want to do it right away. They just don't want to get rid of their physical stuff because their stuff don't drop in value. Also, just look, y'all, there's a lot of different type of games. I really recommend people try some indie games out. Instead of, yes, the industry has its problems. The layoffs are not cool. But there are indie people out there giving it to you, busting their butt, and doing the work to keep the doggone big guys afloat. Just look at the stuff that's coming out. That if it's 2D or anything like that, even if it's on a big platform, look and see who are the developers and what they have done, and give them some love. Spend your money with them, and try to support that. Especially if you can find diverse creators, give them some love and try it out. That's how things grow. That's how things exist. But also shout out to the developers if they are big people. Look, Marvel Rivals, the people who play it, just like I told my dad, this example to kind of go on to what Open Mind said. Gaming, can it be a vice? I like to look at gaming more as a tool. And my dad, he was an old man. He like, hey, I don't like these computers, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, Dad, computers are a tool. Just like a hammer. I could take it, build a house, create a work of art, or I could knock you in the head with it. And I could kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
how
I
you
could, it's how you use it and what you can use it for. We just gave you examples of using gaming to save, to raise money for fires, to help people who are vets who want to be and re-engage in society. You can use your powers for good. You don't have to cry about a real life samurai in a fictional game. Let me say it again. A real life samurai or a real person who did exist in a different country that has nothing to do with a lot of the people who are crying. In a fictional setting, you don't have to make it your life in to try to ruin that game, because y'all already trying to ruin it. Ubisoft, unfortunately, they got a lot of issues going on. A lot of stuff going to happen. So all I'm saying is we'll probably get on that topic another day. But I'm just saying, y'all can go look it up. Again, I'm Keith Cooper. I'm on Facebook as Keith Cooper. I'm Blurdish on the Facebook page. You can catch Blurdish on Blue Sky. It's easy to find me. You'll be able to see the thing, whatever. Or look at NERDSoul and you'll see me as one of his followers if you find him. I don't know how to say the Blue Sky thing yet. I don't know. I ain't that smooth with it yet. I got to get more familiar with it. But I'm Blurred.ish on IG. If you're in Baton Rouge this weekend, please, 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 I'm begging you, if you're in the sound of my voice, come out to the library, Main on Goodwood. Come see me from 10 to 4 at the Mid-City Microcon. We're back 2025. We already got a date set for 2026. Am I a part of the planning of it? No. But if I'm on an event, I take it seriously like I'm planning it. I was passing out flyers while I was selling books. I was hustling. It's hustle time. Got events all the way booked all the way through April. Come see me, y'all. Come get some manga. Come get some books. Come get some comics. Even talk about some of your toxic game relationships. Just don't talk too long and get you a book.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Final thoughts over here. There is good time. Hold up. There's good people. There are good events. There are good outcomes in gaming. You ain't got to be hating all the time, y'all. And for my final thought is a plea to Marvel. Marvel Rivals is dope, man. That animation looking good. Y'all need to go in and green light a series based on Marvel Rivals and that art style. I mean, y'all already done animated like 3 or 4 trailers, so I know the models are already there. And it's there.
Quick
So,
aside, they do have the comic book. They do have the comic book. You know how they go do, Mike.
So I was like, look, go and get it done, man. Get it done. Also, hurry up and finish releasing the rest of Aliens versus Avengers, man, because I want to read the rest of it. Y'all take it too long. Anyway, with that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time that you have to trudge through a whole bunch of mini knights that's trying to attack you and gang up on you, just remember, swing the sword, keep your head down, and peace.
Peace.